Welcome to Random. Random things, thoughts, even ideas. Hosted by Cat Williams, featuring the world we live in, Random. Welcome, one and all, to the inaugural podcast of Random. Yeah, you heard it right, Random. We'll get into the whys and wherefores later, but Random. I don't know about you, but I'm happy to be here. Little info and backstory for those wondering why. I, Cat Williams, am doing a podcast and what Random will be about. And for those who've listened to me on my podcast, Sipping on Ink, The Color Chronicles, you know that was focused on artists, writers, poets, filmmakers, activists in the LGBTQ community. Essentially anyone doing a good thing, and if they interested me, I brought them on. I introduced them to you, and you to them. I had a blast, you had a blast, they had a blast, and most importantly, I got to be nosy. Yep, I had a great time doing Sipping on Ink, The Color Chronicles, so much so that I wanted to do another podcast, but I didn't want to go back into the vein of Sipping on Ink, The Color Chronicles. But I do have a Facebook page that's called Sipping on Ink, and on that page I post quite regularly articles, news, stats, and of course commentary. In the middle of all of that, I post my random thoughts for the day, and most of those are sort of funny, sort of sarcastic, and sort of deep. And yes, I did say deep, but sister can be deep sometimes. And we have a blast on my Facebook page. Quite a few people come on every day. We post questions, again, articles, news, commentary. It's just great interaction between me and you. I wanted to do a continuation of that page, the way that it has evolved into more than just a vehicle for Sipping on Ink, The Color Chronicles, my weekly podcast, which you can still hear. Over 130 episodes of that. But I wanted to focus more on the news, worldwide and local. And I wanted to keep it on an African American LGBTQ bent, which is what I am. I'm a black lesbian, American. So essentially, we'll be talking about black folks and gay folks and how I view the world. Just that simple. Random. Each episode will be slightly different than the last. Some will be a lot different than the last. So you gotta tune in every time one's posted. I'm still debating on whether it's gonna be weekly, bi-weekly, once a month. We'll see. Because, it's random. And life is random. I will tell you, pay attention to the title of each podcast. It's going to help you out. And tonight's podcast title is Racism. White folk, black folk, skin folk. Let's break it down, shall we? Let's start with racism. There's so much here. Seriously. We could probably do a podcast that starts tomorrow and lasts for the next 20 years about racism. But we're going to focus. We're going to hone it in to the Charlotte killings. 9 dead, 9 killed, 9 murdered in a place of worship. The one place Massa said we would find peace on this here earth. Look at God. Peace on earth, goodwill to men, women, and children. 9 dead, 9 killed, 9 murdered in a place of worship. I say this because I want you to know their names. I want you to remember these 9 that were killed and murdered in a place of worship. Reverend DePayne Militant Doctor, Cynthia Hurd, Susie Jackson, Ethel Lee Lance, Sharonda Coleman Singleton, Myra Thompson, Reverend Pickney, Tywanza Sanders, and Reverend Daniel L. Simmons Sr. Know their names. Reverend DePayne Middleton Doctor, Cynthia Hurd, Susie Jackson, Ethel Lee Lance, Sharonda Coleman Singleton, Myra Thompson, Reverend Pickney, Tywanza Sanders, Reverend Daniel L. Simmons Sr. Know their names. I will not say the killer, the terrorist, the murderer's name. I just won't give him that power. Because names have power, which is why we need to know their names. This is history. This is our history. But I'm not going to say his name. He's going to be a footnote in the history book of these 9 lives. He took their lives. He's a murderer. He's a terrorist. But know their names. And I could go on and on. But the reality of it is, at this point, everything's out there. There are a zillion articles describing this murderer who sat and worshipped with our brothers and sisters and then killed them. And I must admit, I gotta repeat that. He sat and worshipped with our brothers and sisters, and then he killed them. This murderer, this terrorist, who hated. Simple, cut, dry. He killed them. But before, I guess after, to let them know why he killed, murdered these 9 men and women, he told the survivor, the person he left alive, to tell what happened. He said they rape our women, our mulatto, Creole, brown paper bag, midnight chocolate women. He said they rape our women, our mulatto, Creole, brown paper bag, midnight chocolate women, our enslaved women. He said they rape our women. It's deep. Yeah, deep. I don't know what deep he meant, I got it, right? They rape our women. I'm assuming he's talking about somebody in his family. But yeah, they rape our women. Enough about him, to a certain extent. We're going to talk about those that came after. The public, the outcry, the outrage on both sides. Both sides, really. Both sides. Interesting. Both sides were outraged for different reasons. Some said it was attack against Christians because it happened in the church. It just couldn't be racism, and had to be something wrong with that young man, because he's white, and there has to always be something wrong with them when they go on these spree killings where they murder innocent souls. Has to be something wrong with them. History has proven that there has to be something wrong with them, right? Yeah. But outrage on both sides. Black, white, and everybody in between. That's what America seems to be, only be black and white, right? Everybody else just has to catch what the leftovers are. Some white dude that folks voted into office said they stood there and essentially waited to be killed. Let me repeat that, because you gotta hear it. They stood there and essentially waited to be killed. They lined up and took a bullet or two for Jesus. I mean, I'm assuming that's why, right? Because that would be the only thing that makes sense. For Jesus. Take a bullet for Jesus. I'm going to get that on a t-shirt. Um, and really, honestly, what do you say to that? What can you say to him, this white man, that people voted into office? Hmm, I could ask him another question that came to mind. I thought it was obvious. Did the runners in Boston stand there and wait to be blown to smithereens? I'm guessing so, because, they took a bomb for Jesus. And how about the moviegoers in Colorado? Did they sit there and wait for the death credits to roll to see who was going to die? Because they wanted to take a movie death for Jesus. Yeah. I wonder what his answer would be. Because, if anybody can ask him those questions for me, feel free. Say, hey, Cat says. Cat wants to know. And I'm sure this white guy who got voted into office will have an answer. Because, white guys have an answer for everything. It's what they do. They give us answers to why the white guy killed the 9 people in church, because they took a bullet for Jesus. And this is our existence, people. These are the people that humans, voted into office to represent us all. ALL, all. To represent us. Oh, represent us all the way as we take a bullet for Jesus. Then we move on to the judge. When they set the bonds. Because, you got to follow all the legal protocol. And they set the bond for the murderer, the terrorist, the killer. The judge, and he just so happened to be white, but, it's South Carolina. It's North Carolina, so, guess what's the territory. But the judge says there are more than 9 victims here. And when I tell you, people, I was with him. Sisters and brothers, we were testifying together. When he said there were more than 9 victims, I said, yes. There's the mothers, the husbands, the fathers, the children, the sisters, the brothers, the cousins of these 9 victims. Because, yes, when you kill one person, you killing a legacy, a line. You do not know what the future could have held for that person. You do not know their past, their present. You just killed them. You murdered them because you are a murderer. And so, yes, I was with the judge and I was waiting on his next words. And this is where, people, you should not get excited when you hear certain people speak, because they will take you down the rabbit hole and it will fuck you up. And that's what he did. Because he says, this judge in a black robe, he says, there are more than 9 victims here. There are the murderer's family who did not ask for this. Soul and damnation, he said, they did not ask for this. I'm going to send them a t-shirt with a bullet for Jesus on it, because they didn't ask for this. They did not raise a murderer. They did not raise a racist piece of shit. Nope. Had nothing to do with it. Not a single solitary thing. They need a t-shirt that says catch a bullet for Jesus. Catch a bullet for Jesus. Yes. Because they had nothing to do with this. Not a damn thing. We can send the judge one too. Hey, do it for me, and I love you for a long, long time. This judge in a black robe. Isn't that symbolic, though, right? Black robes, white robes. Because I'm assuming the white robe was up under the black robe. Had to be. Because that makes sense. And it might have been covering his t-shirt. Because he may have one already. It says catch a bullet for Jesus. So, black robe, white robe, t-shirt, catch a bullet for Jesus. Got it. Yeah, I guess, a part of me is to be happy that he's arrested. That this murderer, this terrorist, this killer is locked up. He's safe, y'all. And sound and not hungry. Burger King. I mean, he's not even roughed up. He has no bruises. He's sleeping on a cot right now. He's has air conditioning because it's hot. Across the United States, it's hot. And he's fine. He's safe. And he's fine. He's waking up tomorrow and the next day and the next day. He's safe, y'all. He's living. He's breathing. He's safe. Now, if he had a loose cigarette on him or some Skittles or was asking for directions at 3 a.m., then he'd be dead. And more than enough reason. I mean, he would be dead. Killed. Murdered. Done deaded. I mean, he'd need like 5 t-shirts. Catch a bullet for Jesus. 5. It's medium, large, extra large, and triple X. Just 5. Small too. Because if you have a loose cigarette on you, you must die. And if you have some Skittles on you, you must die. And if you're asking for directions at 3 a.m., you must die. Chokehold, bullet to the head, you must die. White folks. A woman says that she was jumped by a black man at Wally World, and she posted a picture of her bruised and battered face, which essentially was chipmunk eyes. She had taken this charcoal liner. I don't know, she took some, it's summertime, maybe she went out to the barbecue pit and she grabbed some charcoal and she darkened up both of her eyes. And she said that some black men in Wally World beat her up. Walmart, of course, investigated, and there was no evidence, no videotape of this white woman in Walmart being killed. Unlike the black guy who got killed in Walmart for walking around with a pellet gun, this white woman who said she was in Walmart and nothing happened to her. And on the surface, this is really simple. It's almost funny, except Emmett Till. Then we don't laugh anymore, right? It's happened, folks. It's still happening. Emmett Till. You remember the white lady who said that some black men stole her car with her kids inside? She killed them, of course. Remember the white man who said some thugs, because thugs equals black guys. So you don't have to say black guys. When you say thugs, we know you're talking about black guys. They tried to carjack him and his pregnant wife, and they killed her. He took a shot to the stomach because, yeah, he killed her. Right. So, I could go on and on. People, like I said, people thought it was funny. They laughed on social media. I find nothing funny about white people believing automatically that black men rob and murder. Nothing. I can't even get a punchline out of that. These crimes were proven to be false allegations, of course, and the people who actually did the crime were convicted, or they killed themselves. Because that's what cowards do. But how many have not? How many black men have been murdered or sitting in prison due to false allegations? Emmett Till. Black folks, we are forgiving. Ooh, Lord, we are forgiving. 9 lives. Family members in court telling this murdering piece of shit, we forgive you, Christians. We forgive you. We forgive you, Christians. They got us good, didn't they? I mean, they really have us. Now, 48 hours, and we are forgiving. We are ready to love you again. We forgive you. I can't. I cried. I witnessed. I've endured. I will not forgive.
and I will not ask you to forgive for me. I will not pray to your God and ask for mercy on your soul. Look at God. Skin folks. Everyone ain't your kinfolk. We found this out before the massacre, because that's really what it was. When you walk into a church and you kill 9 souls, 9 lives, you murder them. It is a massacre. When they have no defense, it is a massacre. It's a terroristic act. I've never seen such divine in black folks. The indoctrination of, the dissemination of, the misinformedness of it all. I don't get it. Information is free. You have to filter through it, but it's free. Books, you can find them everywhere. Seriously, there are libraries. They still exist. Read them. Open your eyes to listen. Recognize what is going on around you. The inner hatred is shining. They are winning. Still, we gotta do better, people. We gotta do better. Everyone ain't your kinfolk. Hate to say it like that, but everybody ain't your kinfolk. So, we get into what I call the 2 minutes of funk. And it's going to be interesting. I'll let you decide what 2 minutes of funk means to you. But it's going to be 2 minutes of funk.
Yes, 2 minutes of funk. 2 minutes of funk. Oh, yeah, 2 minutes of funk. And in that 2 minutes of funk, we're going to talk about a couple things. A couple things. Just a couple. Not many. Just a couple. 2 minutes of funk. You can have the 2 minutes. So, with that in mind, Rachel. Ask Rachel Dolezal, wherever her name is. Fuck her. Seriously, fuck her. I hope she catches something from the next bad perm she gets, or that she gets an allergic reaction from the glue in her box braids. Either way, doesn't bother me a bit. Itch to death. I don't care. Bad perm, fries her hair, kills her self-esteem. That's fine with me. That works. Because that's the only way they know we're black is by our hair. Kill her. Not to say kill her. Perm her. That's what I meant. Perm her. And you colored folks who said give her a pass, please wear a shirt so when the zombies come and you standing next to one, I know to shoot you first. Seriously. You coons, you Uncle Toms, you Aunt Jemima, you transracial loving, self-hating black folk. That ain't my kinfolk. Get it? The black lady who said at 70 she just found out she's white. Sit your ass down with the foolishness. Was it no white folks let no color folks adopt white chillins 70 years ago? You can barely be in the same room with them today, and by them I mean white chillin', unless you the nanny. So you can shut the hell up. You go stand over next to Rachel. Both of y'all is confused, confuddled. I'm not gonna let you come over here. Bring that craziness in my area. Not gonna happen. Wrapping up the 2 minutes of funk, because I probably went over my 2 minute allotment. The sister from New York City who lives in VA and walks around with a Confederate flag and says slavery was a choice. You's a damn fool. You is a damn fool. You're not even worth it. You such a damn fool that you're not even worth me really going over my allotted 2 minutes of funk. You's a damn fool. You just a waste of DNA. And that concludes our 2 minutes of funk. Again, this is the inaugural podcast of Random. We got some other stuff to tackle before we get out of here. I just want to tell you all, we are still waiting on the gay marriage equality decision to be handed down by the Supreme Court. We're going to hopefully find out tomorrow or Friday, and if you hear this late,
Maybe already passed by the time this actually gets published, but we shall find out if we will be recognized as humans, as adults who can make decisions. Yes, yes, children, yes. We gonna get the chance to be married all through the land in the United States. Don't clap too hard. Don't clap too hard. Just clap a little bit. Mini clap. Yay! Obamacare has once again been successfully defended, and the Supreme Court said, nope. Republicans, we are not gonna cancel it. That's right. Too many Americans need health care. Them 6 to 9 million people that voted your sorry asses into office need health care, even though you say they don't. Yes. So here we are. We're gonna have insurance tomorrow, and you're gonna pay for it, people. And just make sure you get the best plan that you can for your dollar. That's the only thing I tell you. Get the best for your dollar. Got any questions? Call your broker. If you pay $15 for your insurance policy, guess what? It's crap. Nothing costs $15. Insurance doesn't cost $15. Recognize. Don't be stupid. There's no such thing as a $15 a month insurance policy unless you make $15 a month. Get it? Got it. Haiti and Dominican Republic. Colors. I'm like a nightmare walking. You get where I'm going there? Colors. That's really it. I mean, skin folk just ain't your kinfolk. Haiti and the Dominican Republic. And Cuba. Whew. I want to go. I want to see some colored folks. Who knows? And one more other thing. The KKK is alive and well. Don't let them tell you otherwise. The KKK is alive and well. There's a lot of people in it that ain't in it. Think about that one. And on a note, folks, thank you for tuning in to Random, our first podcast. Check back on the site. I'll let you know when we're going to have another one. We're going to have a dedicated website. It's going to be a blast. Have a great one. Peace and love. Random.